Yo, yo, blessings, what's going on? What? What's on? How everybody doing? Is that a book? It's a laptop. What? What's going on? How y'all feeling? What's good? Rashad. What's on? Hotel. All right, so who wanna go live? Who wanna learn something? Which one of y'all who if you feel like oh, phase one you tripping, all that, expected shit y'all saying. All that old he a agent, all that shit. Like all that false one, all that shit. Like, which is so original, by the way. Y'all super original. I never heard that. If y'all, anybody who feel like it's me that's tripping, who wanna go live? And let's talk. And I said, talk, don't scream at my screen. You gonna get the fuck out my phone screaming at my screen. But let's talk. All right, it's all right. Let's do it. The dragon being in position to devour the child. I'm killing kids, they kids and all, nigga. Then you bitch ass niggas want to get on my lap. He just said, you goddamn right, I'ma kill the kids, nigga. In his horrible attempt to quote Revelation, you mean R151C? Admitted to being the devil. In Revelation chapter 12, verse 7, it says, and there was war in the heavens. What mutation you talking about other than R151C that yields fetal melanin? The mutation of the original melanocortin-1 receptor. You believe who lied on who? Yeah, who tweaking? You talking about Rashad? You talking about Dashar? Nah, I don't know what you talking about. Jesus is real? Good. That's good news. Peace, God. Peace to the God. Who a disciple from who city? Oh, okay, growth and development. Well, good, bro. That what's up. People call me crazy. I have a lot of vision. I've seen a lot of stuff. That's good that they call you crazy. They call me crazy. I don't see how he's in Yahweh. What you talking about? Positive energy always creates elevation. You read Dr. Malachi's York books? That's where you got that from? Where we at with all this now? Where we at with what? They have all conscious leaders locked up. Like, what do you mean by conscious? Somebody need to get up here and learn something, bro. I keep telling y'all we speeding up. Speeding up. All the old terms is fading. Questions is fading. Answers is fading. You got to be quicker now. So if you want to get up here and bring anything you think gonna stand up, listen, I'm not gonna attack anybody that's a Rashad Jamal follower. I'm just gonna ask you to come and speak to me so I can show you whether or not what you've been taught is holding up. And then after that, I'm going to reintroduce you to Dr. Malachi York so you can actually go study what you think you know and then have a personal relationship with divinity. Keep yelling out BTC, BTC, BTC. What the hell is y'all programs doing? Nigga, you glitched. Like, what the fuck these girls do Rashad? What? I left Rashad because I wanted more. Hey, keep going. Don't stop searching. Rahubat. Yeah, who wants to speak? Y'all come up. Don't be scared now. What's the point of talking on him though? So that you can be on my live. Welcome. Now what are you gonna do? You gonna leave after I said that? Or do you think it's drama so you will attract it to it? Well, the point literally is so that you can be here. I just told you. There's nothing else. So now you're welcome to leave. I'm talking to you individually. This is your answer. Your answer is so that you can be here. There's nothing else for you. If you want to be here, you can be silent. You can observe like the wise ones taught me to do as a young person. If not, you're welcome to leave. Go back over there and study the lives that Rashad was doing, all of that. I don't have any followers. So, no, it's not for followers. Maybe that's the issue. This is not charades. This isn't a game of mimic. I don't have any followers. I don't have any followers. I don't have any money. I don't have anything. What am I going to do, Rabbit? What am I going to do? I fuck with you, Faise and all, but I'm not reading what you said after but. I'm different. I'm cut from that. I know any niggas put that butt after there, it's like, nah, you talking out your ass. I'm just saying that's all but. Well, I'll never know. It's time you all come home. Gotta leave the fallacies alone. Facts, that's a bar. Like I said, y'all can speak. You ain't gotta be scared. What going on, Walt? You speak. Let's see what's going on. You see where you at with. See what, you know what I'm saying? See if you know what Nwapa is. See if you can hold up. If he talk to you and you can hold up, I ain't got no problem. I'll let you know. Okay, you just held up. What do you believe in? Do you believe in Jesus? It don't matter if I believe in Jesus. If he real, he real. If he not, he not. I fuck with you though, Faise. Everybody got their own opinion. Salute then. It's up. I don't have no opinion. I ain't expressing no opinion. Everything I'm saying true. I don't know where the full class at. That's a good question. What up? What going on? What you call it? Well, maybe I gotta see y'all invites. Try to comment some, bro, cause you can't come up right. It ain't letting you come on. See if you can comment some. I'll send you an invite. It say you can't join, so send it. See if you can comment. I'll send you an invite. I like the marketing. Don't like the marketing, like the message. Well, bring me in there, bro. We need to discuss this because I think you ducking. Okay, let me see. I'm glad you think that. I'm gonna go live with you, and you can talk to me, but just don't talk crazy. Because I'm just gonna cut you down. Yo, we're going. We're
Yo,
going. We're going.
what's going on? Why you bashing the man like that, man?
That's it. Look. Let me tell you something real quick, right? The type of questions
I'm listening.
the type of questions you can ask me.
it's so amazing. Like it's so many things I can inform you about, tell you about. So like, I just want to know, is that your first question out the gate? That's what you really want to know?
I'm just being yeah, that's what I want to know because I think, like I said, I think that you good on wax. I think your wax game is great, but like what you be portraying, I don't really see that movement like that because I think it's bigger than that. I think we got a bigger fight, and for you to bash somebody that's trying to allow us to know about this illusion that we're in, I don't see that. I don't see that what you portraying through your music. Because your music is saying that it's fine for what he's talking about, right? But then you come on here and look like what you posting all over your page and all that right there. I salute you. I ain't like on what your music on, but you be showing different stuff when you go on live and then some of the stuff you post.
Okay. Where you work at?
Where I work at, I work for myself.
What do you do?
Shit, I do everything. I sell shoes. I do everything. Give back to the community. I
Okay, so
represent myself, bro.
why you not showing me your shoes right now? Why am I seeing your face?
What, bro? I don't do no capping, bro. I got plenty of all this shit, man. I don't do no rapping, man. I can't turn a screen around. But man, I got anything you want,
Let me
bro.
ask you
Oh, I
a
sell
question.
everything.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, and hold on, this shit won't turn
Why are
on.
you showing me your shoes?
You said why? That's what you asked me about, though, right? You said
But
what I'm selling.
you not your shoes. You just sell shoes, don't you? That's a different part of what you do, right?
Okay. So what you getting
Okay.
at? What the point is you
I
trying to
think
hit at?
you understand. So if I do a comedy video, I do comedy, so I can do that. If I do music and I put the message out of my music, I can do music. I can do that. If I finesse the algorithm of Instagram to get people to have the ability to pay attention to what I'm saying, I can do that because I have the ability to do that. I also make the videos, or I have other people step in and help me make the videos
So,
for my Instagram if I need to.
so
I could do that as a businessman. Then you have to understand which business you're about. You about the father's business, or you're about the opposition's business. So are you asking me, am I about my father's business, or are you asking me about the opposition? Which one you want? Are you asking me that question?
I'm first. I mean, I I'm trying to get where you're trying to head at
Okay,
because
I'm gonna keep it simple. You said I do something in my music that I don't do on my Instagram or on my lives and stuff like that. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, father's like what, as in. Okay, look, your music and what you say. I'm gonna say the first shit I heard from you was the shit what you were saying about damn, about Martin Luther King and all that type shit there. I can't really pinpoint the
You talking about
lyrics.
F Black? You talking about F Black
Okay,
history?
when I heard that,
Yeah,
I'm like, oh my god, we finally found somebody, right?
yeah,
So then I started following you.
yeah.
So then it's like I checked out in some of your lives and I'm like, damn, what do bro really believe in? You know what I mean?
Mm,
And so I'm like, damn, he owned it some because I walk a different journey. Like I know who we are. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Like I ain't know none of this all this other type of stuff like religion. That's misleading. We
Yeah.
deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a time where everything is broken, like to wake our people up. And I think that it's people that's trying to lift that up, and I think that it's people that's trying to keep us asleep.
Okay.
So when I say that,
Which one you think I am?
I mean, you're that's what I'm telling you. Like you playing like a wishy-washy game with me. To me, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how nobody else looking at it, but to me, you like doing a wishy-washy game.
And
That's
which one? Okay, so then we already know that. Okay, you found the music, it got your attention. You see me
mm-hmm.
doing the work. You see me reaching the masses. Unless you're not paying attention. I mean, if you got your eyes closed, you ain't gonna see that. I don't fault you. But you do me reaching the masses. You see me putting people on to the right knowledge and the right information, the right sound, right reasoning, sound and right reasoning, right wisdom, right knowledge, right understanding. You see me doing that. And then what is the left? Where did I go left?
Well, like I said, like today you posted some about what's Bud's name, Rashid, whatever the hell his name is. Now, to me, what I have seen from Buddy, I see that he's trying to allow people to know that we're not what they claiming us to be. We're not all this other than. Now I don't know what y'all got on a personal level, which y'all right there. I can't speak on that because that's what I see is as a personal, some personal.
Mm-hmm.
But it ain't. It's past that. Like our life is past that. It ain't. It ain't no beef between us because that's where they want us at. So that's what I mean about what I'm saying. Like we got to get past that. We got to stand up for what's right, because if we don't, it's a reset that's gonna happen. It's like doom. We're continue to be doomed, bro. Like
I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying. So before I go into anything else, are you telling me you don't like seeing what appears to be Rashad and myself warring or going toe to toe? You don't like seeing that?
no, I don't because we've been so bind and blind so long, man, that the toxicness and attention have came that we should be at each other next. Like you can go, like right now I can go outside and I can walk by 10 of people that's the same color of me and they won't even speak, right? So it's like when that happened, it I used to allow it to bother me, but then it's like now I take the initiative. You know what I mean? Because I ain't got a lot of people like I'm gonna match your energy. No, I ain't doing no matching energy because then that puts you at that same low vibration.
Mm.
Me, I'm opening up. What's up? You know what I mean? How your day? It ain't not even day. It's like grand rise and what it is. And when you do that, you take your vibration, whatever you throw that on them, that might spark something different. That might make a different reaction, make that person do the same thing to the next. All I'm saying, like, bro, we gotta make a different move, bro. We gotta stand on that. We can't come out sometime this way and sometime that way, or we can't look at how your boys goddamn I can't even with Lil King. We can't look at how he grabbed old boy like a make it a good move, like you helping him out of something. Then now you got him in the streets doing these living that same mentality.
Mm.
I'm just saying, like we gotta bring a different drive, man. We gotta stand up because, like I said, this is a whole nother ball game we playing at right now. It's a whole nother ball game, and I think on a Christ level, or whatever like that, like I feel and I know that we all gods, bro. We all gods. We've been told other. That's why to keep us in that bind, but they already know that God don't come as a single individual, but Christ is the Christ consciousness in ourselves.
You know, I remember Dr. Malachi York speaking about how he went up against like the Bilal Phillips, and I don't know if you know who that is. People like back in the day, Muslims, Sunni Orthodox Muslims, those people. I remember him speaking about it, and he whooped their ass. I'm just gonna let you know off rip. I don't want Rashad in prison because I want y'all to see me whoop his ass. Right? Let me talk now. I want y'all to see me whoop his ass now. Because all that, oh, he can't defend himself, y'all gonna keep trying to use that. We were really taught to be them supreme scientists. We were raised in this. It's a reason I'm saying this, right?
I'm listening.
However, I would watch certain videos, listen to certain tapes that never even went out, or some of them finally made it to the web. There were times where he would go at the NOI, and he would be telling the truth. And the truth will come through for that time being. And then he'll say, okay, now, truth is out. Y'all already got the truth. We not at war with the NOI. Burn all the books where I said this. Take them, with the books I put that information in, just burn them. And don't ever ask me about them again. Because he just wanted the truth to be told. He wasn't trying to get into it with nobody personally, but people ego, they try to attach themselves to that truth. Or to the lie, or to the illusion that you just spoke about. People start making it seem like Rashad Jamal, whatever code he is, whatever 010101 he is for y'all, you think that I'm talking about him. You think that the flesh being is anywhere near immense enough for the event phase one to focus in on singularly. It's not. However, for you, because you don't know that what you call Rashad Jamal is a composition of cells. It's a composition of energy. He's an energetic configuration. It's a composition of memories. If he would have been raised in the suburbs by a Caucasoid family who told him that all melanin dominant people out in the world were animals and he didn't need to be like them, you wouldn't have that Rashad Jamal. You would walk past him in the street and you would call him a sellout. It's still the same body. You may
Hey,
not understand that it's his experiences that accumulate to this being that you're calling the God Rashad Jamal. We see every potential outcome that Rashad Jamal could have been. We see he could have been a construction worker. We see he could have worked at Burger King. He could have been a murderer. We see he could be somebody that was the president of the United States. We see every potential outcome when we look at y'all. However, we know that y'all don't see that. So we have to deal with this reality how y'all deal with it. You need somebody to look to, which is why you won't hear. You need somebody to look to, which is why you referring to Rashad Jamal and asking me why I'm quote unquote bashing him. So I want to let me finish this point. I'm gonna let you go again.
yeah.
Right? We don't need that. We need the truth to be expressed in this reality, because every time we express truth, it don't matter. I can walk outside right now. I have enough enemies to fill up this whole life, right? I can walk outside right now and catch a bullet to the brain. That's reality. Why would I fear that? Has nothing to do with why I'm here. I'm here to help express the balancing code. And the balancing code is Rashad Jamal knows that he attempted to replicate a code that was already programmed here divinely. That is an error. You can't do that. The only way that it can even happen, it will have to be the opposite of the same. So if I put a 1 in place, this is high computer science, okay, and quantum computer science. If I put a 1 in place, that 1 is already there to hold that position. The only way it could be a superposition of 1 would be a 0, which means it's not a 1. So it's a superposition of 1, which becomes 0 and 1. They're not one and the same. You know how people say one and the same? One and the same would be 1 and 1. There's 1 and 0. So there cannot be 2 Dr. Melakazi Yorks. That means that there is a true Dr. Melakazi York. You ever heard Eminem say, "Would a real Slim Shady please stand up?"
Yeah, I'm following you. I'm following you.
Okay. There can only be Dr. Melakazi York L doing what he's doing, and he's still alive, still here. Rashad Jamal would have had to be who he is to do what he's doing. But what y'all don't understand is he knows when he calls himself one of the 23 or 24 elders, he's copying Dr. Melakazi York. When he dresses up like that Pharaoh that y'all seen him dress up like, he's copying Dr. Melakazi York. When he's talking about non-ether, he's copying. So here's, let me get this clear. Copying code to express it in a way that balances out to bring attention to the original code, the primary code, is not a violation, because that is a formula. If I tell you A squared plus B squared equals C squared, and you write that on your paper, you didn't copy it. You understand that? However, if you start going around saying you came up with the formula and you downloaded it from the cosmos and you start calling yourself Pythagoras, now we have an issue, because people will be fooled to think that you're Pythagoras and you're repeating this formula, and then you run into one of us and we say, well, can you give us the laws of thermodynamics? Can you explain to us what maxim would be relative to Pythagoras? You call yourself Pythagoras. We just want to know, can you prove that this is your code? And if it isn't, we're not mad at you for thinking that this code would have helped you survive in the earth plane more, or put you up in the, it's all about survival. It's primitive. People don't want to let go of the illusion because they fear that if they let the illusion, what happens when he says, yo, he's right. I lied when I said I never read a Dr. Melakazi York book. I lied when I said I never listened to Dr. Melakazi York teachings. I lied when I called myself one of the 23 elders. I don't even know what that is. I don't know their names. I don't know what their position. I don't know what we could have been standing on when we created the cosmos. I can't tell you the first, second, or third thing about energetic expression or how it would have come from helium or any of these other things. I don't even know what neuromelanin is. If he says that, he fears that a lot of the people who are following him would leave away from him, and he's validating his existence through his followers. We don't need to validate our existence through anybody, because we know that our existence is already validated through other people's eyes. Meaning we're not looking for them to validate us as the being. However, we understand when we leave, those who were here to observe us in any way, will tell our story. So how are you trying to have your story told of a man that is already here, still living his story? And we can hear Rashad Jamal say, free Dr. York, you'll never hear him again. What do you mean you'll never hear him again? He's still speaking. His code still exists. We just want to know, if you're a visitor here and you're one of the elders sitting on that craft, why do you not have your badge? When I ask you how many languages you speak, why don't you speak the sacred number of 19 languages? When I ask you how many people were you able to gather together and show them crafts in real time, have them come down and show themselves and reveal themselves, actual extraterrestrial beings stepping through portals to reveal themselves, how many times have you made that happen in real time if you're in any type of connection with beings on the outside of the planet? He's not the only one. We asked Rod Hayes. We asked Young Pharaoh. We asked all of these people. If you're saying you're this, that, and the third, we're not going to debate that. We just want you to prove it. So if you say 9 ether came to you from the ethers, we're not going to debate that. We just want you to explain to us about the principles of all the noble gases. We want you to break down the periodic table to us without using Google. Because in order for you to know about the noble gases and the periodic table, to be able to express the chemistry, you would have had to study it, or it would have had to been streaming through you. We don't debate that you're divine insight. We want you to prove that you are. We don't debate that you're one of the elders. We want you to prove that you are. We want you to teach something that we cannot find on the internet, that we cannot find in David Icke's book, we cannot find in any of these conspiracy theories YouTube videos, and nothing from the Rainbow Stargate to the 9 ether, to the acronym for peace, to the elders or anything can we not find in the holy tablets or books by Dr. Melikazi York, like Man from Planet Risk, Dr. York versus the Computer, Fireballs Cast at the Planet Earth. So we're just saying, if you're one of those elders, you cannot, okay, let's say it like this. I know I spoke longer than I was just planning, but listen to me, right? Let's say you and I, we go in business together, right? Let's say I'm the CFO and you're the CEO. And you got a homeboy named Kevin, right? You know Kevin. Okay. Kevin is the secretary. You going to do what the CEO does. You understand that? I'm going to do what the CFO does. And your secretary is going to do what the secretary does. If at any point in time we have a period or a quarter where I, as the CFO, have been attempting to do what the secretary is doing, while the secretary is doing what the secretary is doing, not only am I stepping on his toes, the business is starting to be misrepresented. Things get thrown out of proportion. And guess whose job is not being able to be fulfilled? The position of the CFO. So I'm violated in multiple ways. We're not saying you can't be one of the elders. However, if you're trying to do what the 19th elder is doing, then whichever elder you're calling yourself, that seat is not operable at the time, meaning all 24, which will really be 25 because you got a 25th one in the center that they keep missing. All 24 seats are not operating, and that's a problem. So you can't be Dr. Melikazi York. You have to be Rashad Jamal. But you want to know the issue? Who is Rashad Jamal without what Dr. Melikazi York gave him to teach?
Me listen to everything you're saying and summing it up, bro. If you take, and I'm going back to the top of what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm gonna listen.
Now, anywhere you raised up at, if you could take a guy out the hood, and I'm talking about trying to hustle every day, ends ain't matching up, talk about what he ain't gonna do when he get up, and soon he get, just say $100,000 $1 million, and he just say he moved from his environment. You catch that guy somewhere else. He moved to the suburbs. He is not gonna be that same person. Now, so when you made the theory of Jamal being anything that he could have been, and then he moved to the suburbs, and then you see him, you're gonna call him a fraud. See, that's what that 9 times out of 10, everything that we're watching, definitely from a celebrity point of view or whoever got the major platforms, that's what they're presenting. That's all they're presenting. They are presenting exactly what you just explained. Ain't nobody that's have the mouthpiece to educate our people is not performing that. And you can go back to any person that you wanted to, because soon they get that higher stage and they got the people that's backing them, they easing in, they give you what you want, but then they're gonna throw in exactly what that master telling them to do behind them. And that's from every leader that's false led our people. See what I'm speaking on right now, because I'm gonna tell you this right here. I know that I'm bigger than what it is. I ain't been through no portals that I can see. I ain't been through none of that because we've been blind to that. We are blind to it every day that we walk out our door. But we need to understand, anytime that you, from the time you wake up to the time that you go to sleep, you already walking through the different dimensions. Things being misplaced, you're going through that on a daily. You walk through portals on a daily. You think that United States is in over everywhere, but just because America is the first place, in the biggest place in the world, bro. This is whatever you want to call it. This is the motherland. And you're gonna say, well, how can you prove that? It's just proving facts. But in due time, it will be revealed to everybody. And I can hear everything that you're saying, fathers, like the for the formulas, scientists. See, the talk that you're presenting to the people is, I don't know what they can hear through, but I'm built different, bro. I can hear through it. I can see it, bro. I just been blessed. The universe blessed me to see through all that. I ain't your millionaire. I ain't none of that. I'm your average person that's done had everything from the hustling and all that. But guess what? I was misled to take that drive. Ain't nothing. I don't want to be called street. I don't want to be called whatever. You're black and all that. I know who I am, and the movement that's going to take place. We ain't got is zero understandings for anybody. I'm not finna stay in this same illusion. And everybody that's woke, they need to wake up. If you're pretending, because we're pretending to be asleep. Ain't nobody asleep. They pretending. They don't want to change up nothing. They don't want to see a new change. Everybody afraid of that. Do you think that you're supposed to go to sleep? I mean, wake up and go to work every day? Just like when a pandemic hit, you making all this money for these millions of dollars of companies, but nobody can't say, hey, you know what? Pandemic hit, we're going to still give you a check every week. Who want to do that? You go to the grocery store and all your food is all, nothing real. Nothing you're eating real. Ain't none of the meat, ain't nothing that you're eating is real. If you check your ingredients on the back of your back of the labels, all of it got all type of chemicals in it. So everything that they're doing, you think that's right? Ain't none of that shit right, bro. And from Dr. York, I don't know him. All I can see here is from what you say about him. Have he presented these porters and all this stuff that Jamal that claiming? And I'm not just hitting on Jamal, because I'm not gonna say that it's just the fact of us bashing each other,
Okay,
bro.
let me step in here if I can.
Like
Can I
it's deep.
step in here for a second?
Yeah, you're always welcome. I ain't gonna never take. I don't want to take the platform like that, bro. I just
No, we
want
good.
people to know that.
We talking.
Right.
It'll be like this if it was in person. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like,
sir.
okay, so check this out. You asked me in the beginning, that's what led us here. Why was I bashing him? While you just heard me speak, did I bash him once?
I
And
mean, you.
hold on. Did I bash him at any time when you heard me speak? And if I did, what was it that I said that was a bash?
The bash was that you still, no matter how many words that you put on the table, no matter how big the words was, no matter how scientific the words was, you still bash the fact of it, bro. You still say that yes, he could have been all these things, and you said try to throw some good things in about presidents and all these things, but you still said the fact that if you take Jamal and put him in the suburbs, you will know that he's a fraud.
Oh, I understand what happened. So let me explain to you. You misread what I expressed. That could have
So
been my fault. Maybe I didn't put it in simpler terms. What I was explaining was, when we see y'all, we see everything you could possibly be. I said I see everything Rashad Jamal could possibly be. The point of me saying that was I'm acknowledging that you think Rashad Jamal is Rashad Jamal. That's all you know to think. I don't think Rashad Jamal is Rashad Jamal. I think Rashad Jamal is a computer read of infinite possibilities. And he could have been anything. I did not say when you take him into the suburbs, you'll see he's a fraud. I'm saying if people would have observed someone raised up in the suburbs by Caucasoids who taught Rashad Jamal, as you know him, that all melanin dominant people outside of the suburbs were animals, and he became a sellout after that, y'all would have called him that. Meaning if he would have stayed away from y'all because of what his Caucasoid parents or adopted parents would have told him, y'all would have called people, not saying you, would have called him or labeled him a sellout because of his background or environment. Not saying that when you take Rashad Jamal and put him into the suburbs, he's a fraud. Do you understand how just with this simple instance right now that we just experienced, where something that somebody is saying can be misunderstood? You see how many times I would have put messages out and people misunderstood it for, I just want attention, or people misunderstood it for, you're trying to tear a black man down. Or most of the time, I'm not even talking to y'all. I'm talking to the other motherfucker. Y'all jump in like, hey, yo, I'm talking to this green light right here. And here go y'all. Yo, let me ask you a question. Yo, why you, and I'm like, yo, excuse me. I'm talking to the one who knows what I'm saying. Well, first of all, he keeps sending y'all. I don't know why he's doing that. He can hold his own and talk to me. Cause look, there's a million different ways that we can communicate. And in this day and time, people can have phones in jail, you know what I mean? Or they can get messages to people through stories. So if he can DM me, which he did, and I can screenshot that and show y'all, if he can DM me saying he just want peace, and then the very next day he's on his story bashing me, right? Then that means that he is able to have a talk with me, not at me. But somehow he wants to involve his followers who are part of his thing he got going. And he wants to send them and convince them, oh, he's a government agent. You have to ask questions in this day and time. Before you call somebody a government agent, you have to be able to express which, I'm gonna ask y'all right now, which agency, which government agency put me into your community, if you want to call it that? Which one? And then after you do that, because somebody's gonna think they smart, they're just gonna name one of the three letters. CIA. Oh, okay. Where's your proof? And when they don't have proof, you want to know what the illusion causes them to do? They're gonna say they received a download. And I'm gonna tell them their hard drive is fried.
Right. All
So,
right. Let me ask you one
go
thing
ahead.
real fast, bro.
Go ahead.
On a bigger point of view, like I'm not a follower of Jamal. I'm just being honest with you, bro. I told
Okay.
you I heard it. I don't even know if y'all don't even bring this man up. I done seen the clips running up and down Instagram of
I
different
got
clips
you.
of him,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm that type of person, bro. I'm that type of person that's like I'm a regular person. I'm your average regular person, bro. But I have just been awoken. Like my last couple of years have woken me up from to see everything so clearly. Like, and I'm not gonna act like I don't. I'm not doing that. Like I'm just not living like that no more. Like so with me finna ask you what I'm finna ask you right now in the state of mind that I hear you speak on. Do you think that is a bigger message than what Jamal got to say, than what me and you on here right now is a bigger message that the people I'm talking about in the agenda, what's at hand right now? Do you think it's something bigger than that?
I know it's something bigger than that.
So do you think, with you knowing that, right, and I know that, do you think that we should be trying to give this information out to these people that's pretending to be asleep?
Uh, like, you mean the information as far as what's bigger than that?
I'm saying this right. I'm gonna try to break it down a little deeper than that, because I know that right now what we're living in, as in what people like to say 2024, and we're going in 2025. It's finna be some shit that they ain't never stepped foot upon of, that ain't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So with the knowledge of that, it need to be addressed to the people more clearly. And I
Yep.
don't, and like I said, the Instagram, like when I started it, like I said, moving my little merchandise or whatever, doing it like that, right? But it's a time and place that everything takes its place. Sometimes you don't see it until the course or the universe rotates.
Mm-hmm.
We are at full fledged war right now.
Mm-hmm.
From a if it's spiritual, whatever they want to call it, from a spiritual point of view, but most of all, as like me, I ain't no human, so I don't like to really say humans, but I have to still speak on that level for the people to understand, to catch their attention.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't try to outspeak them because then it's a loss for loss game. That's me misleading them. So if I have to speak from that point of view, I will. But
Okay.
from a human point of view, like we're at war right now with the upper hands, as the elite, as the reptilians, as whatever you want to call them, is putting in play because if you notice, everything's not being revealed for no reason. They only had a certain amount of time to do what they did. That time has broken, bro. All this false fabricating, even, and you notice, like how you said they painted, they don't give a damn what they painted the Indian skins colors to make that shit look like.
Mm-hmm.
We are the first was here. From wherever you want to travel from, it always been that way.
Mm-hmm.
And we are dealing with ages. And I don't know what kind of, like, if you ever watched the Matrix Ages, we are dealing with real ages.
How do you
And I
deal
ain't
with
talking
agents?
about I ain't talking about your the FBI type ass shit. I'm not talking
Yeah,
about
I'm
that, bro.
saying, how do you deal with? Okay, so look, here go the situation, right?
Right.
Rashad Jamal is giving people rhetoric. They don't have brains of their own. That's a problem. He says something, they just come and repeat it. If he says phase one is a government agent, they're going to come in and say, you're an agent. If he says phase one says Dr. York is his father, they're going to come and say, you said. They weren't raised to be able to explore. That's an issue. That's an issue. So in any way, if Rashad Jamal posts something tomorrow and says, "Yo, never mind, y'all go tell phase one, you know what I mean? We don't want no issues. We want to all get along. I meditated on." They're gonna come and say, "We don't want no issues. We don't want to all get along." And they don't understand. That means that, okay, you ever seen, like, think about it like this. Let's say you a 400-pound all muscle being, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
7 feet tall, and you got this like 2-year-old that's like telling you come outside, they're gonna beat your ass,
Mm-hmm.
right? Right? And and you know that this is no type of threat at all. Okay, the 2-year-old is the people in the comments, the Rashad Jamalites, the people who follow him, all of that, right? The giant is me. Rashad Jamal might also be another giant. We don't know. We haven't really seen his frame yet because he's, positioning himself as somebody else. So we don't know his frame yet or which one he's finally choosing, because you still have to choose a true code. Here's my point. It's not enough for people to just repeat. That defeats the purpose of ascension. Your genetics are different from mine. Who you are, what's your name? Like your first name.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm Chris.
Okay, Chris, I'm Omari. We just off of that, if somebody walk in the room and yell, Chris, I'm not turning around. That ain't for me. If somebody walk in and say, Omari, you not turning around, you're not coming to them. That's not for you. Now, if somebody walk in and say 01010101, and you see 100 motherfuckers turn and walk in this direction, start doing this shit right here, that's a fucking problem. And that is not ascension. That is the cloning read, meaning you just robots. So when we see occurrences like what's going on now, a lot of these people didn't even know who I was, especially even when he made the post, when he spelt it wrong. You can put as many sciences as you want to say, oh, he spelled phase one because he's just a phase. If you know me, and if you've been around, I told y'all I'm just a phase. That's one of the most powerful things you can admit. I am a phase. And so are all of us. Each and every one of you are going to lose the frame you have and shift into another energetic configuration. You can't stop that. It's going to happen. As a matter of fact, it happens every day. You die every day. Cells are dying inside of you. They're a part of you. Every day you die. Y'all are holding on to the illusion of Rashad Jamal. And when he dies, what? What then? Everybody is a phase. So my point is, a lot of the people didn't even know who I was until this situation, or until somebody made an edit about me explaining that I don't have to scream free Rashad Jamal. I don't have to join your freedom fight of Rashad Jamal, because people were trying to get me to join it. I said, why would I do that when he didn't join the freedom fight of Dr. Melakazi York? So the silly people, the simple bodies, they don't even know what song they're referring to. They just know about a clip. They didn't listen to the song, which is why I said, yo, here go the song right here. But they said, nah, he's promoting the song. No, I'm teaching people to be scientists. Don't look at one clip and think you understand what's going on. Go and investigate the whole of the song and see the point and the purpose. And you'll hear me say, I love love, but it's like, why? And it's like, I love y'all. I say it in the song, I need you to survive. I'm not against you. However, I've reached certain points in my journey to be able to call you out and speak to you directly and say, family, each and every one of you who reach these points of stardom, you got a responsibility that just not the average person even has. So here's my point of saying all this to you. We don't need robots for this movement. And it's not even a movement. We just have to use words like that to help people grasp what I wrote a book called Rehab. And in that book, I said, you're not a part of a cult when you're walking with me. You're not a member of anything. You don't have to sign up for cosmic intelligence, none of that stuff. There's no membership to this. What are you talking about? That could be anything. There's memberships with Masonry. There's membership with Boy Scouts. There's membership with the Eastern Stars. There's membership with the Boule. There's membership with it. Membership is all over the place. You don't need membership for what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you is snap out of it. Everything they're trying to push like they've reached, somebody has already reached it. Now, does it make sense? Here's my question to you. Does it make sense that anybody could walk around and say, I'm the 3-point champion? And then phase one comes out and says, if you are the 3-point champion, can you show me your record of how many 3-points you've hit officially? And can you compare it to this other person's 3-point rap sheet? And then they start, here's their response. I'm a government agent. I'm tearing black men down. I didn't get any girls in high school. I'm calling that 3-point shooter my dad. I don't meditate. Do you understand what the issue is?
Yeah,
Let's see it one more time. He
I hear
says
you.
he gets those 3 points. We're not debating that. All we saying is just show the rap sheet. And you have rap sheets out here, your teachings, your lives, other videos, your followers are replicas of you, which is why I tell people, I'm not saying you are because you made that clear. I'm telling people who follow him and regurgitate what he's saying, come up here and talk to me. I ain't yelling at nobody, nothing. Just come talk to me so I can see where you are mentally. I'm going to diagnose that. And I'm going to give you the opportunity to realize, family, you haven't been brainwashed. You've been brain dirtied. Because ain't nothing wrong with brainwashing somebody. Meaning, if your brain is filthy and somebody washes it, that's a good thing. So if you were telling me, oh, Rashad Jamal brainwashed people, I said, that's a good thing. Because if people's minds is dirty, it need to be clean.
Right. Hey, check it,
Go
right?
ahead. Go ahead.
With me, once again, like with everything being said, I from your point of view, like bro, I know that you way intelligent to know that if you looking from the average, without your platform, without your rapping stage, whatever it is, if you're looking from a person from the outside in, right, and you, from just your basic celebrities like Kendrick and Drake, it's all publicity. It's all publicity. So, like with me knowing that you got the knowledge that you have, the movement, even with me saying bashing, that's all presented from my point of view as well, though too, because like you said, you don't need nothing regarding him. So my thing is like, why speak on it?
Okay. So
Why
yeah, let me
address
let me step in.
why dress like it don't need that ain't something. My thing is like the whole reason saying what I'm saying is it's not need to be addressed because your avenue and you're totally going down a totally different road. If he's not Mr. York, Dr. York, like I don't know, and I don't like speaking on Dr. York because I don't know nothing about him. But I know this. I know for them to remove him from the scene, something something that's reason why that happened. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. And that's just from a thought point of view.
Yeah.
But my thing with you, like with everything that I know, I know that you're way intelligent than what this movement right here to me
So let me answer.
presents.
Let me
That's all
answer what you
I'm trying
asking.
to address
Yeah.
with you, bro.
Let me answer what you're asking. Right. You're right. A lot of it's not all publicity, because a lot of what you see in this publicity, like when you watch a music video, you don't know the editor, you don't know the producer, you don't know the PAs, you don't know the DPs, director of photography, the director's assistant, you don't know the budget, you don't know the budget cuts. What you think what you think is Rashad Jamal in this analogy is a public figure. What you think is Rashad Jamal, me as a videographer, me as a stylist, me as a publicist, me as somebody who I do all of this myself. Nobody's pulling anything. I don't have a PR. Me as that person, I don't look and see Rashad Jamal. I look and see every edit, every cut, every shape up, every post, every time this post, every emoji. I see all that goes into composing that which people think is Rashad Jamal, which is why people be needing titles. You're not just Rashad Jamal. You become divine insight. You're not just Rashad Jamal. You're the God. You're not just Rashad Jamal. So I see all that goes into it. Yes, there is an element of publicity to it. And then there's an element of privacy to it. And it's the privacy that I'm expressing about. It's the privacy that says, family, some people made a direct effort to come out as the master teacher who was pulling information from the ethers, a divine being, and that's already here. So if you're asking me why I'm speaking on him, publicity is never for no reason. That's not true. If somebody pulls a publicity stunt, it's always for something. Do you hear me?
I know.
If I'm trying to promote, listen, if I'm trying to promote an album, I could do a publicity stunt. If I'm trying to promote a song, I could pull a publicity stunt. If you're trying to sell your sneakers, a commercial is a publicity stunt. People might not see commercials as a publicity stunt, but you're putting your information out there into the public, hoping that people come to hear you out, buy into your product or your brand. There's always something being sold when it comes to the public. Always. Even if it's just the formation of the highways, even if it's just the formation and the placement of the trees that you're driving past, always something being sold. So then your question is, why am I speaking on him? Here is the answer. To bring more attention to Dr. Malachi Z. York L. and his situation. And if Rashad Jamal were in no way, from his teachings, his style, or whatever, attached to Dr. Malachi Z. York L., or was not a star or a celebrity whose name could be used to pull more attention to Dr. Malachi Z. York L., especially if they've led people astray, I will never have a reason to say his name.
Now, with that right there, Dr. York, do you think from what you have learned from Dr. York, I hope I'm saying his name right. Do you think that as today's time, what we see right now, what we know as today's time, do you think that you're gathering the people like he did for you to even meet him, like the way that you think that you was involved to gather and meet him? Do you think that you're gathering the people on that same state of mind or consciousness or drive? Or do you think that you
I,
present that?
I don't think it matters what I think, because here's what it is, right?
But
I'm
it gotta matter because you're doing this for Dr. York. So you wanna
pay attention to my answer because
okay.
I'm
I don't want
impeccable with
you're
my
right.
words, right?
You're right.
I don't think it matters what I think. Only thing that matters is the truth.
Okay.
The truth will be told when all of it is said and done. With my Amun, my Amen moment is when my last breath leaves my body. When my breath of life leaves and my soul is gone, that's when it's said and done. And y'all will, anybody that's left will be able to say whether or not they'll record it, however, whether or not I did this on this level or that level. That's not what I'm even concerned about or concerned about. My concern is he's still here. I'm not trying to do things on his level. He's still here. He has his level. He has his degrees. I don't know anybody on the planet or in history that has that level. It will be a waste of my time to even start now to attempt to pursue his level because that's his level. What I know is I'm passing through this realm. If it wasn't my purpose, I decided it to be. At 5 years old, when I saw that they stole our land, that they were destroying our property, you understand? That they took all of our inheritance. I saw that happen. I made a decision that I was going to become a rapper and celebrity at 5 years old. I don't know how many people you can talk to now that's 26 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old. I'm 26. That could say they made a decision to do what they're doing at that age when they were 5. I made a decision when I was 5 that I was going to be famous and I was going to bring people to Dr. Malachi York. And I knew that if I could be famous to get people's attention, I could help fight. And that's what I'm still doing. So let me get it simple. I don't want to be him. I don't want to reach people on his level. I don't want to replicate him. He's still here. I'm saying I'm still a student, crazy. Everything everybody talking about leaving this planet and all this other stuff. And listen, the only one I know who's explained it in full or to such a degree that it can traverse all of these different peoples and brought everybody to the center is him. So you only hearing me as phase one out here because he's not out here to express. You only seeing me as this celebrity that everybody think wants it. Oh, I'm trying to be. People have claimed I'm trying to be his successor. Y'all are only able to say that, especially the ones who saying it, because he's not out here to express. My goal, I don't care how long it takes, how hard we had to fight. My goal is to make sure that before I leave this planet, the record is able to be set straight again, and that he is able to speak and answer y'all questions again. He is able to say, this is that, that is that, and whoever needed to hear that, they will. And then you can forget about phase one. You can throw that away. It was the event happened. You can forget about that. I don't even need it unless it's my children needing to remember certain things for certain reasons. If I have them, phase one was here and then he left. He's not trying to be anything. He knows what you try to run away from, that this is not anything but a phase.
All right. If this a phase, I mean, if it's a phase, right? With you knowing that it's a phase, if that phase was at to end within the next 3 to 6 months, what would what was your what would you tell the people? Like, what would you tell the people? What would you? Because you say about the land you watch them take it at 5 years old. What would you tell the people to be able to grasp for all that?
What phase? What phase are you saying that we're in
I
the
mean,
next?
like right now, whatever phase we're in right now, right? How in the end, if we were at hands of a reset or what they know as today to be over with, what advice would you give them?
Well, the phase that I'm talking about, family, is like let me bring your attention to something. You see the comments? Are
Yeah,
you
I'm
able to
going
see
through
them?
slowly. Yeah,
You see the words, right? And you see how on top of the words that are what they're saying, you see how they got their names there?
yeah,
And then you see to the left of that, you see the profile pictures?
got you.
All of these are just reads. Meaning, after this live, when I hit that X and I say live, it says live ended,
Mm-hmm.
everything that was on there, unless it was screen recorded, that dissipates into people's brains, minds, whatever they can remember. Some people might remember more than others. It's a point that I'm saying.
I'm
But
catching.
but you looking at pixels. You're not looking at the actual living soul beings.
Mm.
Most of the living soul beings that are on here, if they were to see me in person, they wouldn't even be able to hold a conversation, let alone be able to say any of the things that they're saying to me. So they think they're talking to me, but all they're doing is they're showing me that what I'm doing is working because they're here. The phase I'm talking about aligns with that. Everything you know me to be is only because I'm here. Like, you ever seen a video where Tupac was taking the ketchup out the refrigerator and putting the shit on the hot dogs?
I'm following you.
That was an actual video. It's not a trick question. So just walk with me. Don't
Right,
follow me.
right.
That video means something to people, but he was doing what everybody the fuck do when they go to a cookout. But people gonna remember that, like, yo. And imagine right now if somebody will come out and say, "Nigga, I found one of the hard drives, and it got 70 songs nobody ever heard. I'm about to release it tomorrow." You know how many people gonna line up to hear what Pac said? Meaning everything we do, everything we've ever done as the human being, form, spirit, whatever you want to call it, that's recorded in other people's minds, our art, all of that. But the moment we let off that last breath, all of that was a phase. You literally phase into another existence, even if you want to deal with it just energetically. So
Yeah.
why do you think I'm holding on to any of this illusion? The point of it is to get people to realize that, and to realize we have somebody here that while they're in this phase, he's beat the game already. He done went through all the levels, all the religions, the sciences. He was teaching the sciences before they became fields of science. And people are claiming to be the ascended masters. And I'm just saying, well, fine. If you're going to claim to be the best person to shoot 3-pointers, fine. And you got other people going around saying that, fine. Just show your work. And when you can't, your work. And when you can't, then we're going to tell, hey, can I get your attention? I'm not claiming to be the best 3-point. As a matter of fact, I can't even shoot. You think I can shoot because you just ain't seen shit yet. You've been seeing this nigga pump fake and pose like he's shooting for so long, you think that's shooting. Let me show you the real shooter. Let me ask you a question. Whatever method or mode I have to go through to break down that illusion, what's the issue with the point of bringing attention to the true light? By show of emojis, how many people found their way not just to Dr. Melakazi York, but to the true light that helped y'all understand everything that I've been expressing and he's been expressing? How many people found that by hearing me speak and bringing it to you? Just show of emoji. And I want you just to pay attention to this. Notice I didn't say how many people became fans of Dr. York. Notice I didn't say how many people became followers of somebody's cult. Notice I didn't say none of that. Notice I said how many people were able to literally access the true light because they heard my voice. Now, some people heard my voice going up against rappers in the music industry. You heard my voice on the F Black History song. You made your way here. Somebody heard me, heard my voice doing a comedy video, ragging on the woke community, quote unquote, how they be playing. I did a restaurant video. Some people see my battle movie. Some people see my TED talk. Some people heard my music left and right. And okay, however y'all had to get here, when you got here, did I make it about me? Just remember what I'm asking you. Did I make it about me, or did I direct you to that which caused me to be able to stand on my own 2 feet, which caused Rashad Jamal to be able to stand on his own 2 feet? And don't think standing on your own 2 feet mean that you're going to lead people in the right direction, because once you access the light, if you know the truth, you can lie.
Hey, check it, right?
I'm listening.
If Dr. Martin Luther King sold us a dream, right? And led us, kept us buying, right? But a lot of people, as the black people, whatever you want to call them, believe that's our history, and I come out and continue to do that. What do that make me though?
Can you simplify that for me, please?
I'm saying because you saying that Dr. York point of view, from whatever he gave it, whatever he addressed, and whatever he's giving out, whatever information that he's feeding the people, and he was taken from that. But with you, you're addressing everything that he have given you, and you're holding that same platform, but just to keep his name a ring, like clarifying, yeah, this is the right way. What do if it's not the right way? How do I'm saying? Does that make you misleading too, though?
Well, you saying if it's not the right way?
Yeah, like because you like me listening to what you're saying, how you saying that people took different things and now they're coming to you, right? See, people could take those things and come to you, but when you get in there and you see that shit ain't the way that you thought it was, see, I'm that person. I don't care how much nobody talk to me, all that. I mean, I listen. I'm a due to respect because I got respect for myself, but I can address what a book is trying to present to me when it's fabricating a lot of stuff, though, my man.
Okay,
Like
watch it. Dr. Malachi York is still alive. I don't know why people keep missing that. He's still alive. He's been in prison for 22 years, not 2 years. He's facing 135 years, not 16. They put the biggest case on him, not somebody going to war with their baby's mother for whatever it was that they did to that baby mother's child. He had 476 acres. He introduced a whole new language, which really would have been the original language, Nuwapic, the ancient Egyptian language. Rashad Jamal dresses up as the Pharaoh. Can he speak that language? Can he tell y'all what that language is? He gave everybody that was willing to wake up a nation. He wrote over 1,000 books on so many different subjects. We'd be here all day to name them. Look at what my point is here. He's still alive. He has not faded away. It's not Martin Luther King. He's still here fighting to get out. He's still sharper than the average 20-year-old at 80. So let me ask you this to answer your question of whether or not somebody would have been misled. If you sit down in my chair and
I don't know, Rashard. I'm speaking from my
no,
point of
look, check
view.
this out. I'm talking to you.
I'm listening to you, bro.
If you sit down in my chair and I'm a tattoo artist and I say, this is gonna hurt, this is gonna sting, and you in that chair and you go through with it and you had a purpose of going through with it. You wanted to receive some type of mark, whether it was for sigil purposes, protection purposes, you just wanted art on you. You know what I mean? You miss your homies, so you want to get them tatted, your mom and them, whatever. You had a purpose. You sat in the chair. I start the gun up. I give you the tattoo. It hurts. Did I mislead you?
I mean,
It's simple, family. Because we only got time for the scratching the head
no,
shit. Because
because
there's
I'm
two
only
parts to the
reason
question.
for that because I still don't think that it's hidden where it need to be
Look
hidden
what
at, bro.
I'm saying, though.
I
What are you worried about?
the
You're going to lose nothing by answering the question. Did I mislead you or not?
No, because I made the decision to sit in the chair.
Not just because you made the decision. Did I tell you it was going to hurt?
Yeah, an artist just should have told you something like that.
Okay. You want to know how I know you fighting it? And it's okay because we go through that in different parts of our life. It's because something that's so simple, you're looking for the complexity because everybody that made complex shit right out of stuff that's so simple. And they done tried to make simple things like neuromelanin out of sciences that's way far complex. You just can't
I
Google that. You
just
got
know
to actually study
that word, bro.
neuroscience.
I know that words are spells, and I know that it's easy to say a lot of shit and bind a person in. I
Right.
just reason
And
that's why
that's
I'm
not
not
your fault.
allowing that to happen.
So try
That's
to
all.
put
That's the only
yourself.
thing I'm doing, bro. It ain't
I'm with
about.
you. You ain't doing nothing wrong.
I'm trying to make
Try
sure
to
that
put
I heard
yourself.
what you said and make sure that I address it the right way and not just falling short for that. So
Yeah, that's why you ask questions.
yeah,
But I ain't hear you ask nothing.
yeah. I mean the
You didn't
question.
ask nothing. You
Right.
started to respond as if I gave you. This is an analogy, by the way. I didn't present any variables.
Exactly. Exactly.
I didn't tell you it was 33 degrees outside. I didn't tell you whether or not I was a black or a white ink tattoo artist. I didn't describe the chair. I gave no variables. And you still looking for a way out of the truth. So can you put yourself in the shoes of Rashad Jamal's followers where they were lied to about a lot of things, right? People were lied to about the image of Jesus. They just believed in Jesus their whole life. They didn't have any foundation of the truth on that, right? Some people might have come from Islam. Some people were eating the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing, depending on who they looked up to follow. And then they find some truth and they're like, yo, sometimes you might get upset when you get the truth. Sometimes you might, want to go to war. Sometimes you might break down and cry when you finally figure out you've been lied to. What people make the mistake of doing is they get wide-eyed and enamored about the person who brought them the message, as opposed to looking at the fact that they brought you a truth on that thing. Now, what if they wrong? Like they taught you about not eating this type of thing, right? But what if they wrong and then they start teaching you because you believe them so much and you got that type of truth? What if they tell you don't drink water because you was never made to drink water and you needed it? Your body needed it for what one of your own health reasonings. You needed it and you die
So you
or
just
you
bring up.
perish or you develop
Hey,
sickness and illness.
you just hit a big one though because
Go ahead.
what you just said about the water situation, shit. I believe that's real facts though. I believe that we ain't supposed to drink water, but we've been presented and doomed to drink it. So like
Remember,
my
this is an
belief.
analogy. I
Right,
just
right.
want to make
But
sure you understand.
I'm speaking. You
Okay.
speaking on that way, and I'm just telling you the thought. That's why when you said it, I lean back because my beliefs are different than a lot of people. The same way your beliefs is. Like me, I don't. I'm like you say scientists, but scientists to me is misleading because that's all they do. They ain't gonna never tell you the truth. Scientists ain't gonna never come out and tell you exactly what it is. And then a scientist, he take three different things and go from by that. He don't really know what it really is.
No,
He,
no. Listen, watch this. What's the etymology of the word scientist or science?
I don't know. I'm at what
I'm gonna
is it?
tell you. I'm gonna tell you. That's
What?
fine. The etymology is to know.
So you believe all scientists?
Okay, I'm gonna show you what just happened. I said the etymology of a scientist is to know, and you asked me about belief.
Well, you have to know, yeah, because you asked me about a scientist. So for you to use the word, that means that you believe in the word. So I'm asking you, do you believe in it? You say to know, so you have to know that science is real to know what science is. If I believe that I could walk on the road, I gotta believe in the road. I gotta believe in the word of road. When it's really a mental statement. That's the only reason we're able to walk on it because we're believing it. So for you to say the word scientist, you have to believe in science.
No, you don't.
Oh my
The,
God.
yeah, and look, you don't have to
I'm
accept that
listening.
answer.
I'm willing to
That's
learn every day from
that's a
you.
look. That's a
Yo,
part of being a scientist. You don't have to just because I said no, you don't. You don't have to accept my answer. My
right,
answer
right,
to you.
right,
Okay, so did you? Yes or no? You use the word science,
right.
right? Or
I'm listening.
scientist. Okay, I asked you for the etymology of it, right?
Yes, you told me that to know.
Okay, now how do you know that that's the etymology if
I,
you ain't even looked it up yet?
that's what I'm saying. I'm just listening to what you're
That's
saying. Don't see.
all I'm asking y'all
Right.
to do.
I'm
And
not.
then that's all I've been asking y'all to do. Listen to what I'm saying, which is why I'm asking y'all to come up and speak. Listen to what I'm saying. Let's talk. And then after this, when you get off of here, go and do your research. See
Yes.
if it holds up. And if you don't believe, that's fine. You don't have to believe that the etymology of science is to know. Once you see that it is, or if you see that it is, then you can go further. You say, well, I would have to believe that they're telling me the truth.
Right.
And then, okay, you become a linguist.
Hey, see,
And
this
you,
is
and
why I say that
eh,
you're
go ahead.
intelligent, what you is, right? Because me putting all this together, bro, you do the same thing that we've been taught all our life. You go to school and they tell you to listen to it. They tell you to, and in the end of the day, that you reach back 26 years, 36 years later, and none of this shit even
Where did you
equivalent.
get that from?
Just listen to me for a second. You
Okay,
said
go ahead.
listen.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just listen. I'm just listening to you, and I'm telling you what you sound like
Okay.
to me. Like how people do your daily Christians. They go to church on a Sunday, right? And they listen to that preacher preach the word to off his feelings, off his beliefs, and then he present it to them. And he'll tell them same thing. If you don't believe in me, look at it. Go look it up right here after church or whatever. But you have already addressed this in their brain. So therefore, that's the biggest plus on your end because the average person is stuck to believe what you just told them. They ain't thinking from a different point of view or from awakeness. They are already doomed once you put that in their ear. That's why a lot of people want you to listen to what they're saying. And when an average person that's just listening, they don't let it. They listen and it's automatic in their brain to register to be true because they don't have a brain. They are systemized. They are systematic people. So I'm like I said, I'm listening to you, and I to me I can do that because when you're talking, I'm educating. So I'm like, okay, I bullshit recognize bullshit. So other shit get chopped up by the chopper, and the rest of it be like, okay, he got a sense right there. But if it don't, I ain't gonna sit on it and tell you that, bro. Yeah, okay, I get it. Da, 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 da. It just ain't registered to me. Like I told you, I know that you're intelligent because you can lead the people in the way that they've been doing all our life to us to keep us bind.
Hey,
But
look, let me tell you something. I really respect you. Okay. I don't know why you doing that though. Okay, so here's what it is. Everything I just expressed, and you ended with you're doing the same thing they did to us to keep us binded. So respectfully, I don't know what you took from this talk. However, if you're not here to genuinely speak with me, we can go ahead and end the talk.
I mean, that's on. I gotta let you make that call because you allowed me to come in.
Okay.
But I think that what we're
I do.
doing is
Again, I
genuine.
respect you. I'm grateful that you came up.
Yes, sir.
That's why I was like, yo, I gave analogies. I did my best to make sure, because with analogies, it's like parables. There's so many different sciences that can be taken from it. You said, let me explain to you what you said first before we go ahead and end this. You said you tell people, go and research. Don't believe me, check it out. But people not gonna do that. And for some reason, you missed the analogy of this is gonna hurt. You sat down in the chair. This will hurt. Here go the truth of this. Truth hurts. You do the tattoo. You go through the process. It hurts. And you get up out of the chair and you turn around and you point at me and say, you motherfucker, you told me the shit was gonna hurt. And the shit hurt. But it's my fault, right? I'm supposed to believe it's my fault who told you it was gonna hurt. When you sat in the chair with the knowledge of go research, you had the knowledge of somebody told you when they're speaking, don't believe me, check it out. And because of your conditioning to just believe, which is why people became followers of people, instead of walking with them so they can point things out, you just follow them behind them. You can't see what's in front of them. You don't know what they know. Because of your conditioning, like you said when you was in school, you ran into me and I said, family, don't believe me, check it out. Dr. Melakazi York said, don't believe me, check it out. Dr. Melakazi York said, don't believe anybody. We had to talk about knowledge, and I say, notice how when I said no, you brought up belief. Notice when I gave you an analogy that was so simple, it was yes or no. You didn't ask a question, you looked for a way out of the truth. Here's what I can tell you. I do not accept or assume responsibility for people's decisions. If I tell you don't believe what I'm saying and look into everything that I'm saying for yourself, because some of it you may not need. Your name Chris, my name Omari. Somebody called Chris that may not have been for me. I don't accept or assume responsibility for people's decisions to sit there and ignore what I said. And one more thing, Dr. Melakazi York wrote that too. He said, I've been telling y'all for decades, don't believe me. Check it out. but y'all still want to believe. And he was talking to the people who walk with him. So I echo that. If that's what you want to take from it, that, oh, you're doing this, you're keeping us binded, even though I'm literally saying the way I got here to not be in bondage was by actually listening to Dr. Melakazi York. I don't even believe your name, Chris. You know what I'm saying? If I need to use it, I'll use it. Meaning, if you go across the room and you gave me those tones to call, Chris. But if you want to walk in and be like, Christopher, I'm like, this motherfucker lied.
That's my
But don't
name,
matter,
though.
because even if you lied, I was still able to use it for what I needed it for. That means it applied to me to be able to use it in that situation. It was a lie to me for that situation. It didn't apply to me for that situation, but I use it this way. And your Umi comes in, or your mother comes in and says, Christopher. And then another nigga come in and say, yo, C-Dog. And you respond, I'm like, Dad, this nigga's a nigga. C-Dog is a Christopher. And then some people are going to argue that for life. They're going to get caught up on that instead of realizing family. When Dr. Melakazi York was teaching Muslims, it might have been for those who needed Allah to get right. When he was teaching Christianity, Christians, they might have needed Jesus, God, to get right. They needed Reverend Dr. Melakazi York. Some people needed Imam Isa. Some people needed Rabboni Yeshua. Some people
I hear
needed
you
this. You get me?
talk fate.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can move that way. Like, some people don't. I mean, to me, a man is what it is. I don't address a
Am I
person off.
responding? A real question, and I apologize for cutting you off. I know I did. Am I responsible in your eyes for people's decision not to take my advice, to go and look into everything and don't believe anybody and find out what they can use that affirmation for?
Yeah, you're not responsible for that. You know what I mean? But when you're, the question is always, it's almost saying like water don't mix, oil and water don't mix together. That ain't a true research, because you mix the motherfucker together, boil it up, and it's all, you won't see it no more. So when you're saying you're not responsible, it's hard to address that, because you're saying things and they're going to look up this research, but once you implant something in the average human being mind, it's hard to make them go against that. For instance, I used to gamble a lot. So I used to pay for sites to give me the picks. So when I'm paying for these picks and I notice that my mind done seen these picks, when I go and try to do it on my own, I'm still in my mind looking at what this stuff presented to me. So I'm afraid to go with it, because in my mind, I'm like, he might know something. After I done my research, I'm still in the back of my mind is like, oh, they might know something. So when you're saying that, like I said before, to a person that done been there, done that, and know how wordplay work, is you is like is a 50-50. Where is you responsible for it? Because you, like I said, why you think the frequency of communication is at the highest? Why you think music even being delivered in the way it is? You think that is the people responsible for when they make a song and tell you to go do this right here and they go do it?
Yeah.
They responsible for it. So if they
Mm-hmm.
responsible for it the same way you're telling me to do something, you're responsible for it as well. No matter if
Yeah.
you say
I'm
research
okay.
or
So
not.
that's what I'm explaining. I'm saying I would be responsible for giving you the advice to go and look things up, not just to know it. Knowledge ain't the power. What is? It's the application. So if okay, your information is Chris. My information is Omari. My affirmation will be Omari. Your affirmation will be Chris. However you look at it. When I sit down to fill out my application, you go pay attention to the word. Put your name on there. What did I just do?
You adjusted it
I,
for me.
I committed identity fraud, right? The information that I have that is me, that works for me, may not work for you. That's the purpose of being a scientist, to not only figure out whether or not this is even applicable, to formulate formulas that other people can use to figure out the same. That's what we were going through math and all of that for, to find out how formulas work, to problem solve. They used to give you word problems and you had to solve for it. Remember that, right? Okay. So if I give you advice to look into things so that you'll understand how to solve problems for yourself, and you say because of your conditioning, meaning because of the fact that when you was in like second grade, you didn't have to do word problems. All you had to worry about was 1 + 1, 2 + 2. And you refuse to be beyond the second grade level and you want to stay back there. I am not responsible. I'm giving you, listen, this is what you do to solve for this. This is how you pass this grade. So if you choose to be like, nah, I'm just going to believe him, bro, I'm not responsible. I don't accept or assume responsibility for that. And then you want to know what happens? Guess what? I could be wrong about something I'm putting out. So then we walking together. You can tell me, hey, Faise, watch your step, nigga, watch your step. I'm like, oh, shit. Damn, you right. I ain't even catch that. And I walk around it. You're no longer looking at me as the leader. You're looking at me as the person who explained the walk to you. And you start, we walking together. And I can yell to you, hey, Chris, watch your step, watch your step. And you can step around it. But if you walking behind me, just believe, oh, he might know something. And I trip. And you right behind me, guess what you do? Oh, shit. You seen people do it. You see the little video? Somebody walking into shit, and that person walking right back. Everybody walking into the same shit because it's a line. That's not what we doing, bro. That's not the point of this. So again, I hear you. The point to you is I'm not bashing Rashad Jamal. I do respect that you're saying it appears as such. I respect that because if that's what it took for you to come here and it looks like that to you, I'm grateful you made it. Now I'm telling you, there's a lot more information to look into. Dr. Malachi got over 1,000 books. You might only need to read one to figure out why you needed this. Or you might need to read none. You might have just needed to talk to me to know that it's possible. All I'm saying is he's still here. He's alive. A part of what I'm doing is to bring y'all attention to that so that y'all can bring more people attention to that. And we're not going to abandon one of our elders who brought this awakening movement to us. You ever heard somebody say, make it make sense?
Yeah.
That's Dr. Malachi York. You ever heard somebody say, each one teach one? That's Dr. Malachi York. You ever heard somebody say, stay woke? That's Dr. Malachi York. You ever heard somebody say, basic instruction before leaving Earth? Or basic?
So you saying that?
Go ahead.
You saying he the first person that came up with these
Yes.
metaphors?
Yes. Yes. You ever heard somebody say, tell our vision, tell lies visually?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Malachi York. You ever heard somebody say, it's not understand, it's overstand? Dr. Malachi York. You ever heard somebody say, oh, Visa is 666? Dr. Malachi York. You ever heard somebody talking Leviathan and breaking that down? Dr. Malachi York. They got a book called Leviathan 666. My point is this. A lot of...
If you don't mean, I don't mean to cut y'all. What
Go ahead.
religion? I don't know what y'all call it. What did he teach y'all?
He taught all of the religions because he had to reach people who were already a part of all these different religions to bring them to being scientists again.
So so what is the belief like? Is it
We
Jesus
don't have a
Christ?
belief. We don't deal with belief.
Okay.
We're not supposed... I mean, that's what I'm explaining. You deal with what you're able to apply, right? So don't... He said, okay, Dr. Malachi York taught about an Anunnaki, the Galactic Federation, Arcturians, Pleiadians, Rumarians, the Greys, Meldekians, Zeta Reticulans, Draconians, all these other beings, right? Beings from Andromeda, all of that. However, he said, don't believe anybody talking about extraterrestrials or flying saucers. He said, until you've had your experience, meaning you won't know it's real until you've had the experience. He said, don't believe anybody, not even me.
Have you had the experience to see him? Like, do you believe?
I have.
So you believe that they real?
I don't believe in... Okay, so let me just bear with me now. I've had my experience. I've had experience since I was young. I had experience at 12. I've had plenty of experiences with extraterrestrial forces, beings I didn't know who they were, people who look like you and I, right? I didn't know their names. I can't give you no names. I can't tell you those were the riskiest from this galaxy. I don't know that myself because I haven't had the talk with them. If they would have had that talk to explain that to me, all I know is what I experienced. I've experienced being on one of the vehicles. It's not spiritual to me. It was not an abduction. Ain't nobody abduct me. I don't know why people. I didn't have that experience. I had the experience to be able to see certain things, bear witness to certain types of technology. I saw the people in black, the brown skinned people in black when I was 12, years before the video came out. When somebody was like, I saw African Americans on a cigar shaped craft, and they had guns. I can bear witness to the fact that there are some people who wear black, and there's the Ruwa Zimbabwe incident that they talked about in 1994. They put it in a documentary called Phenomenon, and they had another one, Aerial School Phenomenon, where the children, one of the sisters' name is Selma Sadiq. I follow her on here. She was there. They saw some people wearing. They said they saw black people with hippie hair, dressing all black. They landed outside of a school building. Now, here's my point. I was not there for the Ruwa Zimbabwe incident, and I was not there for the incident with whoever the official military man was who said he saw them on a cigar-shaped craft. However, I had my experience with those who wear black. So I know it's a possibility that we all saw the same group of people. Maybe they're military. We don't know. I know that's a possibility, and I know that they were black, as in melanin-dominant people.
So do you believe?
I know that.
How many people? Say you was around the gathering of, it's 138 people right now. Just say we were around the gathering of them. How many people do you believe that is actual people?
What do you mean by actual people?
Like, do you believe that you walk around people that ain't actual people, as in like NPCs and all the such of?
Well, I don't know. I don't know who would be. If I was around 138 people, the answer is I just don't know who all would be real people who are. There's a lot of people, by the way. I don't know where I'm at. But it's like, I just don't know who is it. Now, certain things you could tell, like, okay, this is a program. But everybody is. Everything is. Even the first person player. I don't think people understand that. Even the one who's the actual computer player online, your character was programmed. There still was a graphic game design that went into your character. There's still numbers, script, all kind of programming. How do you interact with your environment? There's physics programmed into the game that also apply to you. Everybody's a program. At that point, we're just saying whether or not this person is aware that their program is functioning a certain way that you're able to observe. So the answer is I don't know who's quote unquote real or not. Go ahead.
I'm saying, do you feel that in this, you call it, I know what you broke down for Faise to you, but do you feel that you're in a game now?
Do I feel that?
Yeah, like, do you feel on your daily walk, on your daily move,